after roster mania, which is
Wait,
why
what the
so
hell?
many people
They couldn't
love
have the
this
J3,
team.
so they had to
If you
get
take a look
something
at the entire roster
lesser.
here, I mean,
Blue
the
Jay.
easiest one to
Instead
highlight
of
is
the
gotta be
J3?
the man,
No, I'm
the
joking.
myth, the legend,
TTK, Vinny, Delena, Millennia,
any
Self,
team this man is
Winnie,
a part
and
of,
Blue
he
Jay.
is an absolute demon.
Literally go. He is crazy. The best tank player you could probably say right now in contention of how he could pop off and how he enables the entirety of his team, right? Because he's something you and I were talking about all the time is don't give TTK the ability to run wild on Yggdrasil. And so we got to see if teams have like learned their lesson, at least from last season. And so Self being that inclusion to what you were just talking about, Tara, right? We've seen Self go crazy. When we first saw Self on the stream, we're like, okay, this guy is like just Black Panther himself. Like he is just crazy. And now we have Dive that got buffed.
What's the prediction
right
looking like here?
I'm not expecting that.
Oh, NRG, Shock Chat, Madara, Window, Stinkers, Chime, Renko, Velocity, Chuckles, Fraud. This is a good team. This is a good team. Right now, we have $4 million on 100 Thieves, 1.3 million on NRG.
Just for me, like Quest, where I saw like all this talent put together, right? And you could say the same as some of the other teams we've looked at. It's like, wow, lots of talent on this team put together from different teams. How do they sing all together in harmony? I think it's awesome to have the backline, what they have with Velocity and Renko over there. But man, do not underrate people like Stinkers, who it comes from Dreamland, great on really the anchor of that team and what they did performance-wise. And then it's the last member of Envy that we haven't seen today, which, fun fact, outside of Cal, all the Envy members are eating today. They're all doing well outside of their own team, right? So Window, that Vanguard, coming to NRG Shock. This is a team talent.
Window is on
I'm very excited to see this team in action.
Black
of course,
Widow.
Shock acquired the roster of Dreamland. So
why do people have 8 people on the roster? Subs.
Actually. So this is also like their first foray into Marvel Rivals. Let's see what they can bring to the table. Chime themselves has like so much competitive experience. Fun fact, in a different game, Chime actually played on Dreamland and they had an insane upset against NRG Shock thanks to Chime and his insane aim and versatility. Like I remember it like it was yesterday, but it was in fact in 2024 in October. Like I could probably pinpoint the date.
Good shit, by the way, Rin. I wasn't here for that. Good shit.
In an NRG Shock jersey, it kind of made me smile. I do love that for myself.
Listen, I think one person I want to highlight, if I'm going to look at NRG Shock, because we do know 100 Thieves so well, is Velocity.
Yo, TTK's dad is here. TTK's dad.
For Dark Zero and a great player, good personality. One of the few players that we had come up on the desk here in LAN because the personality definitely shows there, and just a young stud there as the Loki. And so interested to see how he leads the charge here a little bit for this team and how that direction is taken from them. And obviously as Madara as well, that was a teammate on that Dark Zero team that did end up qualling. Krakoa is going to be our first map, y'all, and 100 Thieves, what do you think that they are going to bring in this new kind of meta? Is it full dive? Millennia, I mean, he's crazy on Jeff. I expect to see a good amount of it.
I feel like this is going to be a different look of 100 Thieves where we're seeing a lot more flexibility. I think it was also really important to highlight Tara being out of the fray. There's going to be a lot more focus to the star players that we already knew have made up this team, but now you're slotting in, you know, two new players that are.
Remember when J3 didn't know who TTK was? Top tier kid was TTK, yeah. You know,
could run a
for the first few months of Marvel Rivals, TTK would come to my chat and ask me to duo, but I didn't know top tier kid was TTK, so I ignored him in my Twitch chat.
So now, going back to the fact that we just saw that we're opening up Krakoa, how do you find the advantage first onto the point where domination is just such
Bro, it's not my fault. You go by the name TTK, and then your Twitch name is top tier kid. It's not my fault, bro.
Get to kite away from a bad situation.
Yeah, I'm expecting a lot of strategic depth coming in here from 100 Thieves. Like, we know that the individual players, they have deep hero pools. They have, like,
you know how long, bro, you know how confused I was playing Marvel Rivals for the first time? And I'm playing Winter Soldier, and people are like, holy shit, you're so good on Bucky. I'm like, who the fuck is Bucky?
Doesn't make it muddy.
Who's Bucky?
I think they should all be on the same page and be able to dig really deep, no matter what is coming their way.
Yeah, Delina, I mean, listen, we always talked about Terra, so we just kind of didn't get to talk about Delina. This guy is flexible. He used to be the Hella guy, and then all of a sudden it was like the Atom guy. Then just in general, he is the duelist for this.
That's not true. I watched Marvel before, chat. My favorite series is Batman.
Millennia was doing really well.
Don't disrespect me, bro.
He was subbing back in the mid.
I know my knowledge,
and then all of a sudden, it blew up from there, and it was a fantastic effort at what he was able to do to adapt to that strategist role.
Oh, we're starting. Let's get it
here with the 100 Thieves in NRG, our last match of today.
Yeah, 100 Thieves versus Energy Shock. This ought to be a good one to close it out on day one. Please, guys, take it away.
All right.
Let's do it, Cozy. We're here, back together again with 100 Thieves, back together as well. Because when you talk about that Vanguard lineup, that's a Vanguard lineup that has a lot of experience.
Let's get it.
Playing together.
Last game of the day.
And Vinny.
Last game of the day, chat. Get hype. Get hype.
Been able to be flexible,
and
I'm already looking at
click on the pin. Click on the pin message that it's in my chat.
Sides, but it's NRG.
Click it, chat. Season 7 out now. Let's get it.
Yeah, excited to see these two teams.
Oh my God! Look at all the Lord Foxes, champion Foxes.
You know, hugs all around Atlanta. You know, telling 100 Thieves that there's always next year. But then same goes with a lot of these players down here on NRG. Gambit, being banned. Elsa save first. We already know that is going to
chat. It's a tournament. It's a tournament server. They have everything unlocked.
Approach this first bit of the point. Mantis being banned out. We've kind of seen how triple strat has gone today, and I haven't loved it. So that Mantis ban early is obviously something they want to do to slow down what Velocity has cooked up for the team.
Yeah,
but
yo, Carl with the 10 gifted subs.
Right.
Absolutely insane. I appreciate it.
Both
teams are saving Elsa, chat. Absolutely insane.
The
Carl, I
patch that
appreciate
did
it.
not come out yesterday, the previous patch right before that, just for anybody tuning in, making sure you're wondering, oh, why does Elsa still have that extra HP? Well,
That's fine, Kino. People aren't watching the stream all the time.
Because they see the Elsa protect, and they don't want a damage boosted Elsa to get away with everything.
This is such a Cerebro level, a big brain picking bands, and probably some of my favorite out of what we've seen today with both 100 Thieves, iRemix, shout out to the GOAT over there, and what Velocity and Co-op cooked up as well. But looking at it, so the Mantis double ban is kind of closing to be similar things. You know, funny enough, when Angela was nerfed in the recent patch,
100 Thieves saved Angela.
To what was, you know, a lot of Angela play lately. Well, there's a little bit of an answer with the save going on to Angela, the one-wing angel. Last save ready to go, Vic. Who do you think we see? Okay.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be the tank pool. Looks like here from NRG, because I was gonna say, like, another lineup to look at is how the duelists are gonna fare against each other. We talked a lot about Self. We talk about the flexibility that we've seen from Delena too. And as the final ban comes out, it looks like the double Elsa, Angela, and the tank pool are saved up. A lot of focus on the strategist. For
Wait,
NRG
they're actually
Shock,
running.
So it's
Wait.
gonna be a little difficult here. Hopefully that backline will be able to stay up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And see what they are gonna end up adjusting to. Right now, they're just aura flexing. You can see everybody just wanting to rep their favorite animated icons. Legitimately would not expect anything less from some of those players down there.
Sunny, appreciate the massive prime sub, my friend. Welcome. Appreciate you, my friend.
Show what he's got. But Stinker's locking in the Elsa. That's what I expected there with the save that they had on early. Everybody to follow suit. Wrinkle might show a bit of the white fox. And there's, okay, we do have a little bit of swaps going on. I'm going to go and take over that Elsa instead. And on the 100 Thieves side, we got the Self on Wolf, which, Vicky, you know, I mean, Self can play a crazy Hawkeye, a crazy, obviously, Panther, as we said, but Wolverine was in that rotation.
Yes, he was, and that's why I was talking about.
Don't strain yourself now. Paige, I appreciate the massive 5 minute subs. You're too nice. You're too nice. Appreciate you being here.
And especially finding out
absolutely insane. Massive W, massive W. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
It's not the VP. It doesn't even have to roll out with it. Right?
Terra is no longer on 100 Thieves, chat. Terra's on Navi. We watched them earlier today. He's playing EMEA now, not NA.
For him as well as Madara.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
We've seen on the Emma taking some hits herself, going over to the Venom.
What a wink to Terra as well, because that was his best hero. It's like Self filling the shoes, having the wolf. Come
Self,
on
hey, Self is a good pickup though. Self is a very good, you know,
as the lawyer
player as well. Good dive player. And
so back behind the port here and see what they can find. I'm gonna get some early poke damage as CTK's up in the sky early as that one wing angel was called out before. Vinny has added Venom to his plethora of vanguards and continues to find success. But right now,
oh, Vinny's getting bullied, bro. Yo, this is not a good look. This is not a good look for 100 Thieves.
Where was he supposed to go? He was
This is not a good look for 100 Thieves, bro. No.
You trade that off, but look who found them. NRG are going to be able to take that point first, it looks like, before Window takes that quick selfie, but it's a
This is going to be a great game, though. NRG Shock is a great team. 100 Thieves is a great team.
Opening right there, and especially Window getting close
Yo,
to that
TJ the dog trainer. Appreciate massive getting this up as well, my
and
friend.
Vinny got to lock in here and be in one step. 100 Thieves, that we've pointed this out before, I was actually talking with Shib about this, is they're a little slow out the gates. And we've seen that not only in matches, but also like in complete preseason sometimes. And then they kind of come into form later when they need to clutch up. But we'll see if that continues with this new Thieves team now. And there's the quick ult Window going to throw on the back line. 2 White Fox involved if you're a fan of the new strategist. TTK goes down yet again there. Struggling the Vanguard line, but Self and Vinny find success. Now it's going to be 5v4. See if they can capitalize on it. Not really rotating into point pressure-wise. Maybe to see if TTK can get back to help. They got the Glartrox ready, though, Vic.
Oh. And they released it already, looking at the point before bouncing over to the side of the
Glartrox was
for 100
not that
Was this
good.
Angela safe worth it? Because TTK is having a bad time. That's the back-to-back.
Oh, TTK is down again, bro.
Delena at least tries to answer back, finds Chime, but NRG already reaching that 50% mark before 100 Thieves were able to finally flip it back in their favor just 10% ago. Vinny survived with like 1 HP before popping the armor, and no one's looking at Winnie just yet. Beast of the Abyss is now going to target this backline. They try to delete him beforehand, a kidnap to make sure that there's peel for the backline. Welcome to the sub-show over to the side room.
Huge peel for your supports. Massive.
Monsters up at once. Ninetales beat Ninetales. That was perfect timing as now diving in. Vinny finds success in the backline. And this is just like what we saw in the Lunex game, that they were able to get the
good
point
play.
early, so
Good play.
Ooh,
wait, NRG Shock has the point, though.
54 back on over to NRG. And boys, it's fun to see Delena back in action. Him and Vinny picking up right where they left off last year with yet another pick.
Look at this stall. Look at this stall by NRG.
Self is the one that does the period on the end of that sentence. 40% up. 100 Thieves now back in the point and in control. They have 2 ults to go to match probably 2 similar ones. This will be interesting.
Trying to see if they can get a wombo combo with Delena already, getting close to another Apex Predator, shining on this roll before we see another kidnap. Where can
oh,
you go?
What a freeze on Madara. Poor guy, bro. Couldn't even pop his shields. Oh.
Before trying to back away, and I don't think they really have anywhere to go. A nice freeze onto Vinny, but guess what? Delena is set up for shop uncontested.
Oh, and that is really just setting them up perfect to T-ball and home run this ball, because now they're going to be able to build up the rest of these ults. You got the Lino with the Glartrox. They're kind of matching a bit of what NRG has, if being fair. Both Winnie and Rinko right on top on the Ninetales there in the ult charge department. In fact, if you look across the board, very close either way. We'll see what Window does here. Keep eyes on Window, because they can get early pressure to make it tough for 100 Thieves to win this kind of fair fight.
Well, the heavens with the reach, and you want to get
White Fox is really good with dive. That's why, and this is actually not with the White Fox buffs. Ooh,
hungry.
nice play by Delena.
Your velocity, but there's not much you can do with Franco going down. You let the devil out. You try to even this out here too. You close in the gap. The Millennials right there with the dance off to keep everybody from 100 Thieves alive.
Okay,
yeah,
okay. Hey, we get to see a little TTK action.
This is what I was saying with the setup and the home run before. Just the way the rotations happen. Winning that neutral fight early benefited so much. Delena with a demon on to Hella, and back now in form of the Monster Hunter in Elsa, showing what they can do. Portal coming out, body blocks ready. They do touch, which is huge as Delena takes down the Venom. Now staggering in for survival. Vicky is coming.
Good plays by Delena. Wait a minute. Okay, Delena.
Out the point, but still on.
Winnie was healing his teammates and got a kill. That's.
Look at Delena! Somebody look at
Delena!
Oh, Winnie!
Okay, this is like I said, chat. This is without the Thursday patch.
That was it. Like that was the nail in the coffin, because
with the White Fox buffs.
You're dealing with Delena, who gets Elsa for free. No Elsa ban.
Carl, appreciate it. Get this up again, my friend.
The onslaught of damage from the other side.
And that was fun. I mean, we got to see what we wanted to see out of the newcomers in both Self and Winnie, right, on this team. But then also the core
I thought
this 100 Thieves that we've just known.
I will admit, I thought 100 Thieves was. They were scaring me in the beginning of the game. NRG came out swinging.
What they've got
They came
I
out
think right
swinging,
now,
bro.
Their opening fight was extremely well done, but 100 Thieves is on the ready for the Glarchocks. Both times able to burn down very quickly. NRG is looking to do the same.
Good awareness and following up too from Vinny. Clutch moments on getting those antes as well. See the Deadpool just being a potty mouth. I just love this character inclusion in this game. He's so accurate to what he is, but it always cracks me up. I'm never over it. As we come out of the gates, will it be enough though going into this if we see some of these changes here, Cozy?
Yeah, I think Self and the Kidnaps have been absolutely huge for the team as well.
Who is the best
and been able to
DPS
really
player in your opinion?
benefit
Oh,
off
hands
that,
down?
just to separate
That's
a
such
lot
an
of the
easy question.
early
Jay3.
TK up in the skies. We've seen a lot of Angel play today, but not exactly to huge success. But if one man can show it, it is the TTK himself. Plenty to hear it in the backline as the Luna. People might be shocked at the Luna play, but not a ton of options here to play in the strategist department. Either way, Delena going to go ahead and pop up. Get that early poke pressure. Glartrox is moments away. There's a quick teleport to keep them alive and healthy. They continue to farm up. Now they're ready, Vic.
Look how sneaky Self was trying to be, but they call out on Millennia from the hands of Velocity. That's a big pick, but Winnie's right there, submitting the Nine Tails as you mentioned.
Oh my
and
god,
Delena
dude.
is
Oh
feasting
my
like
god.
it is a buffet, unstoppable to help back and help heal for the backline too while dealing so much damage.
I gotta catch them all. I mean, he did. I mean, it's all four right there quickly, as Delena is showing why he can easily be the anchor in this duelist that he's been for a 100 Thieves. Look back up. NRG Shock has 3 ults that they can make a difference with, and I actually like what they've got available. Keep your eyes out on Chime and his positioning, where they can go with it now. Window continuing to farm.
Oh, dude, yeah, victory lap. That was a crazy game. Appreciate the
massive
massive 12 months.
Got to do to try to get something rolling for this team.
Harass Delena right now, and I think that's exactly why they're doing this swap up, because they go over to the Daredevil, and guess who's the first person Sneakers is looking at? It's Delena. And then you follow up with Velocity saying that they have had enough. They find 2 onto 100 Thieves. They really only had Millennia for that sustainability, and Millennia, unfortunately, does not have that Dance Revolution, and Chime now follows up to find Vinny, so with no sustainability,
Oh,
Millennia
they're
comes
still
back
committing
because
ults
Energy
to
haven't
stall
been able
this
to flip it.
point.
Beautiful stall now coming in from 100 Thieves. This is huge.
TTK and Millennia still stalling that.
But if they didn't cap, you might as well. They are backing out here, and they do end up finishing. But you know what? Every tick matters. Obviously, might want to have that one back. Was it worth the extra 4%? Not sure. But either way, do love the approach. And this is what 100 Thieves is. They are a very aggressive team by nature. Still up and ready, though. They've got the feast there, and they've got the window ult. So both Vanguards up and ready. If they can take down the strategist early with this pressure and keep this point up to 50, they got a shot to take it.
See where this Banhammer is going to be landing on, trying to isolate one of the backlines, but it's going to be hard when you still have Self, who is waiting.
No,
to
this is not
dive
MRC. This is MRI.
with
This is
TTK.
the big
Delena
tournament.
has the Apex
Ooh,
Predator
nice
ability.
freeze.
Okay, Millennia immediately freezing.
the free-
Window, by the way, we were talking about Window wanting to try to isolate
Ooh.
one of the strats. This forces
Hey,
Energy to play
Winnie's
a
disgusting
split
on
up,
this
and they lose
character.
Armada.
Winnie's showing the new White Fox and what she can do as the newest strategist. Absolutely lethal. Rinko they're going to take down, and this is exactly what you wanted to see. If Window can get the opportunity from the ult to shut down and let the dominoes fall as they may, now going to match the ult point for point. And 100 Thieves is pretty far from much. They've got the self-ult they can use, but it's going to take another neutral battle where NRG's got the upper hand.
What's the
So
difference
expect this
between
to at least go to
MRC and
99.
MRI? MRI is
Shock.
like
They can hold on.
MRI
Let's
is
see
like
how
your
this last stand from
professional
Self is gonna fare
professional
to try and
sports.
maybe find
MRC is like
isolation
your
big.
college.
Monroe's waiting though. He's got the
I think that's a good. That's
he's
like a
hungry
good.
to dive here into the back. The charm!
Also,
no way! Madara
the charm-
gets swatted away, and they
That's
slap him back.
it's
As
a
100
pretty
Thieves now
broken
back to
ability
the
if you
drawing
time
board.
it
They're gonna be able
perfectly,
to try
bro.
to control more of this space through this choke.
Oh, there
to
you
try
go.
to
Yeah,
take
MRI
this
is
point
tier 1,
before
MRC is
backing
like
away.
tier 2.
Energy are nearing that 90% point. A nice stun from Winning, who is showcasing what this White Fox can do.
The Agent of Atlas and that charm is just coming in clutch, being able to stop so many ults, and there goes the Glartrox, but quickly with a slice and dice, time gets one, but Self is feasting, and that was absolute perfection in case of 100 Thieves. Now they're gonna be forced to try to tuck where they can, sustain as much as possible. Point taken back, 57%, but wow, Winnie putting on a show, Vic.
I also really like how Self didn't get overzealous, right? Waited for the opportunity to get the last stand dive down, and then the follow-ups came right afterwards for 100 Thieves.
No, yeah, great point. Honestly, Self has been showing extreme patience from the first map to now this. As Tribe
Dang,
almost
games
got
are still
Chris
going.
out
This is
there.
the last game of
Barely
NA.
finding cover and get a quick living bullet there to try to get more pressure on him. See where they take this approach. Chime just getting that extra poke. They're going to be fueling up their strategist now as Millennia does have ult. We'll see if they use this aggressive. I might here, especially given the ult tracking on NRG side.
Also just waiting, having to be careful.
There it is.
As with edible
Oh!
the abyss to follow up right afterwards from Vinny. Delena unleashes a
Wait, he didn't kill anyone with that?
Dance off with velocity side by side.
I thought he was taking
But
him off the
all eyes
map.
too On Renko on how they're going to be able to use the Kumiko Unleash as overtime is ticking away. NRG are able to try to flip this, but 100 Thieves get right back onto it. There's a sustainability as Winnie wins the 1v1 versus Chime.
And Winnie is getting clutch picks there with
That wasn't really a 1v1, right?
Fox getting the giga buff as Velocity now playing down low, trying to make sure that this point can be taken. If anyone steps off, keep your eyes on the prize. Window and Monitor gets 2 TK trades. Window gets another. Hold on, folks.
Bro, I swear to God, like I said, Daredevil players don't know. I think they don't know what they're doing when they play. He did not look at anyone, and he got a kill.
It is now 1-1, Vic.
Window? The tank goal? I mean, talk about literally whiplash for that final fight, too. Coming in clutch, making sure that swap up with Daredevil also got the impact that it needed. That's even with, by the way, Winnie being able to find that pick onto Chime.
Yeah, I gotta shout out NRG
No,
strategy
it doesn't
there,
matter
because
that
they
he's
knew Millennia had
blind.
ult, and so they were like having Chime just use the poke, right, from afar, because you're not gonna, you know, when you're poking from afar, your strategist isn't building any ult because it already has it, right? So at this point, they kind of were like letting them play the first move. and then
Wait,
they
what?
did, and
Bro,
answered
he's
with the
spamming
perfect
his
defensive
baton
play.
throw. It's like
Those
pressing
big-brain play
mouse
that takes,
1 during
lots to see
Psylocke
it
ult.
from any angle, but gotta shout out
Why do
Winnie
you
as
press
well.
mouse
Winnie's been
1 during
playing a
Psylocke ult?
terrific
That doesn't
game
do
as this new
anything.
addition on the Fox. But altogether, looking at it, looking at the ults, Vicky, what do you see to set us up for the next fight?
Well, if anything, the highlight to the fact that NRG had more of that sustainability to work with because they rotated through velocity.
I don't press mouse 1 while in a Psylocke ult.
It's very similar to what we're going to see for this
A
first
victory
fight
lap.
from
Bridge match in
100
12
Thieves
months.
because
Hey,
they
very
wanna
close
rely
game,
on
though. It's
Winnie
tied
and that
1-1.
Camille Unleash to help them create the space that they need and maybe
Look at the
follow
bunny
up
hop,
together
though.
with Self.
God damn, he's already
Absolutely.
at the
Quick
point.
breakdown,
That's crazy.
21 seconds till point opens. This one typically takes some time.
power of
folks, to
bunny
get the
hop.
First cap. So we'll see if anyone can get a cheeky pick off. Self 97% up. Look for him to hold on to it for a moment there. And Chime's got the Glartrox already. We'll see who's first to press the Q. Fighting in the back lines here, like the approach. We got Vinny just hanging out on the walls.
Yo, what's up, Ash?
A quick hit there. Delena, quick pokes up early in the sky. Going to try to get himself something aggressive-wise. Playing somewhat passively, though, both teams now. And again, this point just takes some time to get, Vic.
And this is the neutral, right? It's very hard to find your opportunity with Wolverine, but when you do, you have to capitalize. He manages to swing away. Sneakers gets stunned temporarily. He falls incredibly low, and Self comes out on top of that 1v1. Now you follow up between Delena and Chime, and everyone is trying to eat.
God,
but it is
dude.
Delena and their Glartrox that comes out on top, and then you completely go in with the dive down from Self, and it's velocity.
Okay, not to glaze Delena, but I think Delena actually got a lot better since the first season and this season.
And kind of force the arena down low. Absolutely pro play at its finest. And we still have got the Luna ult Vinny and Winnie on their side.
I feel like, I'm not trying to be mean, I think Delena was a really streaky player in like the first year, but it seems like he's being more consistent, and I think that improved him a lot.
On this third crucial last point.
Yeah, very similar to like the Delena and Millennia. I've always had that in mind as well, looking at 100 Thieves. Now we get to add Winnie into the fray, who's been doing great. Delena's trying to look here at the Venom, who's trying to delay the anti. Oh, wow, Millennia's avoiding getting hit with an anti as they have that dance off from both sides. This time, though, Vinny answers back even harder. Finds 3, maybe 4 here before the Heaven's Retribution sends everybody together.
Absolutely perfect counterplay there, trying to get the damage boost into the healing, and both teams able mainly to stay up through that. And shout out to the spectators doing the color explosion to see the top in view of the chaos here as Delena continues.
He is good. Yeah,
he's one by one, slowly
playing pretty well.
Hungry again for more, and here comes the Ninetales. This is going to allow the dive to happen with it. Keep your eyes on window, 82%, 92, and climbing. Self, though, slashing and dashing. That front line, Stinker finds some success, Vicky. Now, window's got the ult. They should be able to collapse on this.
Nah, see,
And Stinker's ult finding 2. That's the strategist.
Great play. This guy's a great player, Chad. I just don't understand Daredevil gameplay.
Popping the armor. It's just a matter of time before he needs them back in the spawn, and NRG are able to clear this point for their own good.
And keep in mind, just like we said before, this Deadpool only getting more lethal as you get into point number 3. It's fully loaded.
Nah, man. I got an unstoppable kill streak with Daredevil, and I didn't even know what I was doing.
Did not have to commit it as well as Stinker. So favor, even though 81%. But the next fight is for NRG. We'll see how much they have to use, though, to earn this W, but they've got plenty in the arsenal.
That's a very good call out, Cozy. It's very important to highlight just the build-up that Deadpool has overall. Especially when he gets to level up and he's got the ultimate and he's isolated back himself. Says, don't worry, I got you. And they
wait,
did he get back from that?
Wait, did he live?
It looks like he
wait,
did.
what the?
Comes in. He lets the devil out. Chime's alive and they find Winnie after they were being harassed. What a beautiful play as Window stayed up there.
WTF, man, they've committed a lot.
I want to see how he lived that.
So it's like, I got him. The villain is like, no, me. And
good dive.
They didn't even get the off the map. So Window taking so much pressure and staying alive through it. That would have been a lot to commit, what we just said, Vicky, for one elimination, but didn't even find it in that. So now, NRG Shock side, they've got Chime combined with the Venom, but they're going to look to combine Luna with Venom here. Once again, the response is going to be there if Millennia can get their ult just in time as well. This is going to be exactly kind of similar to the fight that you just saw.
Get a little bit of that damage boost going too. Really take advantage of the anti-heal that comes out from the Feast of the Abyss. Same game though from Madara, except they don't have that advantage. And
I'm telling you, Delena, bro.
Finding Renko. NRG still has control of the point for right now. The anti-heal comes out, and Millennia is going to be able to follow up.
And good shit, TTK. Okay.
Okay. Of the strategist now is
okay.
Window.
I see you.
Time around, but NRG are not giving up this point.
He probably went to bed on time, Chad. That's why he's playing really well.
Yeah.
This kid didn't go to sleep at like 9 a.m.
Counter to what is the plan of attack there from what is going to be the lethal Venom and Symbiote from down below. TTK has the Heaven Retribution, which is huge in moments just like this.
He did go in fact the bet on time. See?
The Sorcerer Supreme is ready. They're going to take the portals of the level itself, though. TTK was expecting.
Oh, never mind. He needs to go back to sleep. He's drunk driving again.
Ready to go.
He does, I want to let you guys know, TTK is like 27 years old. He doesn't have his license yet, which is not a bad thing. He just doesn't know how to drive.
TTK's wings before they come in to recontest. Huge stun as Self dives in, but doesn't have the sustain from Winnie, despite having the Cleo unleashed. Now it's going to be their turn to try to see if they can pour in instead, as Madara had swapped over to allow everybody to
I know he's
back.
20, chat. I know.
And they have just
I just talk shit.
Here.
My job. This is bad. This is bad.
Closest we've been today, folks. Great use of
this is the closest game we've been to, bro.
Just barely touching, allowing things to happen and continue to pull. But this
last fight. Renko has his ult. Window has his ult. Stinkers has his ult. Oh, no, I think this might be GG's. I don't think 100 Thieves is winning this. Nope.
First match.
But Winnie has the passive already used up, but you made the swap over to the Adam Warlock, expecting, can you even get that ultimate in time with the ult nerfs and with the Iron of Agamotto? That is
NRG taking the first map.
Wow, only one team right now.
That was a very good game, though. That was 100 to 100 on map 3. That was a really good series.
We knew this team had the play callers, the talent, and the execution available. And way to come back and snag those two. Sean getting the MVP. How fitting with our pre-lineup and discussion of this match.
Is this going to be the first reverse sweep? Oh, let's go over here.
What's popping to you?
I mean, aside from the obvious of Chime coming out with those 13
Delena, 39-5 with 21 final hits and 37,000 damage. Chime, on the other hand, was 36-9 with 13 final hits and 36,000 damage. Yo, I'm telling you, Delena is doing really well, chat. Like I said,
I feel like that just cost so much attention and time away from 100 Thieves, even if they was peeling there for the backline.
Holy shit, Millennia is playing Cloak and Dagger and has 100% accuracy. Someone needs to spectate that.
You're looking in two different
Make sure that's not hacks.
like a chameleon, looking to the back, but then looking to the front at the same time. But also, Renko and Velocity, the way that they were able to hold their own, Millennia did a lot of sustain. I mean, 45K, but up to the 21 final hits from Delena, there's only so much you can do when your backline was getting oppressed. Maybe Self thinking about, was the Wolverine worth it at this point when you couldn't really get as many kidnaps as you
Velocity also,
Yeah, I mean, shout
what,
out to,
playing
the
Luna
Sixers,
has
the seventh inning, the
18,000
Glock
damage?
Rockets,
No.
the fact that the 100
What?
Thieves were able to have their defensive like approach there, and like even TTK knew where they were coming from, right? Like they were all ready, and it just didn't matter. They were able to break through that sustain. And yeah, shout out the window as well. This is a player that I've continued to highlight that is just shown to be a star in the most clutch moments. Vic, you'll never forget.
This is a good game.
What was it? 20-minute overtime.
This is a good game, chat. This is a good game.
Envy back in the day, and continues to show it for this new team in NRG Shock. A team absolutely stacked. 100 Thieves is the only team shocked right now, alongside all those that predicted them to clean this 2-0. Folks, we could have our first, I keep saying it, 1-1. Zoe, what do you think?
I mean, this is exactly what we wanted to see. We were praying for a close match literally all day long. And granted, the scorelines don't really tell the story in our previous matches. I think a lot of them could have gone the distance. But this one could really be it. I love how close they played it. I also just love that we immediately saw from both teams that they have a distinct style, that they do have an identity already in this new meta.
Yeah, certified banger. We knew this was going to be one for sure. And, you know, how this next match kind of folds out, got to give quick W's to the White Foxes out there, because that was just awesome play early, especially in such an adapting scene and meta, to bring that hero out and really highlight the gameplay. And it wasn't just, you know, one of the members. I think there's a lot of highlighted moments there from White Fox on both sides, Winnie, as well as the Rinko. So it was a fun match overall, Vicky, and I think this next one's gonna be a good one. 100 Thieves, they always used to take it to Yggdrasil. Do they continue the old ways?
We're gonna have to see.
I think that would be the first time we see Yggdrasil today, too. I don't think we've seen a Yggdrasil today.
That's a highlight for some people to look forward to. I feel like a change, though, is question mark over the Angela save onto TTK.
Oh.
Because, like, we saw some signs of life, right? But, like, was it worth it is the question, especially if you do want to go to one of TTK's favorite maps.
I mean, initially it didn't, right? Like, it did kind of put a damper onto what they had planned, like, early on. Like, the Angela was not working out for them. Generally, also, I feel like, again, Elsa's coming through when you have Delena and Chime, like, putting in so much damage, like, getting so many KOs. Are we gonna let the Elsa fly again? Like, are we gonna see that?
It's the ego check.
Yo, they are disrespecting
and it's same
the
going
T
on over
to
there.
the T to the
just
K,
like a
chat.
gentleman's agreement. It's like, we just...
They are disrespecting him.
Kinda, right? It's like, you know what? Let him have it. We'll have it too, whatever. But I think it's interesting because, you know, it came down. I mean, we saw Window take, like, you know, 4 ults in one over there in one of the situations. The Glarshocks, I think, was a bit better, obviously, on the side of Chime. I think I can, you know, say that pretty firm there, and that was a big difference in the Elsa gameplay. You know, you saw the stats; they both put on a show, but it does come down to one of the most powerful pieces of their kit, that being obviously that ult.
You know what's super clutch too, by the way? Stinkers had a lot of information being on that Daredevil, and that also enabled Chime to preemptively, there was like 2 different Glartroxes that we saw that was able to cut off 100 Thieves and their rotation when they were trying to rotate behind the point in that last round too.
Now, 100 Thieves get the map pick here, and the mode pick with that as well, of course. Where are they taking us?
Yeah, again, so of old, it used to be a lot of Yggdrasil. Sometimes they would take it as well to Central Park. You know, I feel like this is a new 100 Thieves team. They're going to bring it somewhere completely different and new. If I were to take just a stab of what, you know, what they want to try to do. Listen, right now, there's one common denominator. There's, okay, outside of, I think it was Necroized, right? Angela equals lost right now. That is just something we've seen right so far.
Sample size 3, I guess. This is
Yo, he's already dead.
But that was the game
Stop.
plan. They saved it. You know, that was not
He's
even something that they
already
wanted to adjust. It
dead.
was something that they've had planned, ready to go. You know, iRemix has you know,
Cozy
over there.
too?
And obviously it's because TTK is phenomenal at the One Wing Angel. But, you know, in that matchup came down
Hey,
to,
Mood.
you know,
Appreciate the
little
massive
small
prime sub, my
micro
friend. Welcome, welcome.
Oh, so the
Appreciate
changes too,
you.
right? Because you have the peel potential from the other side to prevent
Appreciate
like
you
Angela
subbing,
and
my
Venom
friend.
from popping off. I was expecting a convoy, but it's a different look of the convoy that we were expecting, Cozy.
That call. I had a feel. I was like, we're gonna see something we've never seen today.
TTK is still in spawn AFK to protect his KD.
We will be seeing the duck float, my friend.
That is a TTK thing to
or
do.
maybe not if they have a
But
crazy
he's not
defense.
saving his KD in
Zoe,
this tournament, bro.
I think it's important, and you've seen so many matches, and you know everything that you've done here in esports. I've got to ask: is it important when
He's a good
matches
chat.
get
He's a good
close?
guy.
not to over adjust, right? Because they barely lost that. Like you try to stay things, somewhat similar.
It's a really easy thing to do, right? But that's where the experience comes in, because most experienced players know that, like, no, this was literally like, this came down to like 1 or 2 fights, like a few decisions.
It was that was a pretty close game though, nonetheless.
So like, as long as the game plan is on point, it should be.
Are the
fine.
ads
If it's
off?
an
I haven't
obvious
gotten
hole
a
in
single
the game
one.
plan,
No,
then
I'm
obviously
making
that's on the coach to,
Twitch
like,
loves to
immediately
run ads,
identify.
but I'm making sure
Difficult if it's very
I'm running them
player-led, 'cause
while they're
players who
yapping.
experience
I'm
the
making
game
sure
a
you
lot
guys are not
differently
getting
as
ads
they're
while
in
the
it
game is
versus
going.
the coach who's,
So,
like,
to be honest with you, chat, if you do get an ad,
getting the bigger picture.
go to the bathroom, get water. You're not
Absolutely.
missing
Vicky,
anything
what do you
besides
think they do change up?
20
if
minutes
Thieves
of
is gonna
talking.
Try? Because obviously this map
So,
wouldn't be one that I would probably have
I
D'Angelo as
can't
the play
stop
here,
all the
if
ads.
I
Sadly,
personally were to
Twitch
guess.
forces it,
Do you
but
think,
yeah.
we go to more traditional TTK madness?
I feel like this is actually a lot of verticality. I think there's actually a lot of opportunities for you to have that pop-off moment if you do want to showcase that Angela here. I mean, we had it obviously in that last map too,
But
about that verticality and a lot of space to control. But I
did you
feel like
guys
a lot
know
of
about
focus on, like, the
Prime
fact that
Gaming,
Self
where you
couldn't
could sub
play
them for
the Daredevil,
free
like we
every 30
saw
days?
From Stinkers was a big focus point. So
Also,
go
if
back
you
to
do
the drawing
guys get
board
ads
and
on
looking at
Twitch,
that
I
big
am
advantage,
streaming on
figure
YouTube.
out what you want to prioritize, because
We
where
have
they
a huge
expecting an
family over
Angela
there on
in the
YouTube
first
as well
place
with
could be
2,000
protected.
people.
Maybe
Yep.
something else.
Also,
could get that
YouTube
opportunity.
fans, if you guys come over to Twitch,
Listen, this was
don't
map
mute the
that
stream,
displayed-
mute the tab. You guys
This
can
is a
get
map that
free
displayed
drops.
Deadpool
There are
here,
Gambit
and
drops
it's gonna be the
and
record. Does he make it through?
Wanda
That's gonna be the
drops going
question.
on right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's seen plenty of appearances today, and it certainly shows why he is on that
Jay,
bottom
why aren't you in
list
the
more
tournament?
often
They
than
actually
not.
pay me
Let's
to
see
not
if
be in the
that
tournament
happens.
because
Match
if I was in the
point for
tournament,
NRG
it wouldn't be
Shock
very
and
competitive.
Hunter.
My team would just be winning 24/7.
All right, Vicky. Will we have our first 1-1 of the day?
Okay,
Will
yo,
100
they need to win
Thieves
this, man. They
fall
need to win
0-2
this.
and shock the world. NRG is looking to do.
They need to win this.
Here we go. Gambit,
Yo,
Gambit
Mike.
first up on
Appreciate the
line.
massive
What
new
do we
tier 1
expect
sub.
here?
Welcome, my
First
friend. Welcome,
save. Is it
welcome.
just going to be
How you
right to the
doing?
Elsa again?
Let's see. 100 Thieves want to try to pry with that. I mean, if you are Delena with 21 final hits, you absolutely do that, because Delena will
Sure.
continuously pop off when you have these open sight lines. Imagine what the Glartrox could do here for the first time as we look at the Museum of Contemplation.
Let's see
One of
this.
my new favorite maps.
Come
by the way.
on.
Could be brutal if you're the
If
one coming out of the
100
attack
Thieves
side,
doesn't
but
win
NRG
this, chat,
Shock stick to their guns on this
they
Daredevil
lose their
ban,
first
and I
game. It's a
like
best
this too.
of
And they're
3,
also
so
gonna be able
whoever
to beat
wins
Neighborhood
2.
Chime, who will have
that in
Elsa
mind.
v Elsa battle out.
Though I knew. I mean, these two players. They're like. They're not gonna say.
Bro,
they
Jay
are not
streams always
scared
have
of the
good vibes.
opposition.
Hey, that's what I
Delena's
go
like,
for, bro.
"Give me
Appreciate
the
it. I
Elsa."
always go for
Chime's
the good
saying the
vibes.
same. They're gonna continue to
Swamp
ring
did
on.
play already.
Vantage's
They
gonna be
won
banned
2-0.
With the
They kinda
Daredevil
rolled,
on
actually. They
top.
didn't even-
They've got last Rosa ban up top before
Yeah.
a quick save. So this is an important one from a 100 Thieves standpoint. And looking at it, I mean, the Deadpool Vanguard was where we thought they might go, and that's where the top is with the shock. But it's gonna be invis, so they're gonna do kind of the same. Attack the strategist in the back.
Chat,
And not change up the game plan too much.
this is a
Interesting.
tournament
Okay, but
server.
with
They
Shock
have
also
everything
banning
unlocked.
The tank pool. This is
All
some
the
awareness that
skins,
they're gonna be able to
all the
roll into
moving
that.
champion
Another one of the
icons.
strengths that we highlighted
This
from
is not their
Window,
main
was able to
account.
Get away with that. With 100 Thieves still lingering on a very similar pick and ban phase that I understand here. They want to try to take away the triple strat, and they ban out the Jeff. So it looks like not much has changed. This is the same exact ban that we saw 100 Thieves roll out with just in that last game.
Hey, appreciate it,
Yeah,
Sin.
again, it was down to the wire and different game mode. So don't need to change too much if you are confident
Best
in the
Lord
game plan
icon?
that you have.
Yes.
The Mantis
Ha.
save, especially.
Not
would
to
open up
gas
new
up
opportunities.
NetEase,
We'll see
but I
now
do
who is
think
gonna
the best
rotate
Lord
into that.
icons have been the icons that they have
uh,
been recently,
might be the
that
one
coming
that
out
we
with
see
recently.
make that adjustment.
White
I think I
Fox,
like the Jeff ban here a bit better. If
uh,
you're gonna be
Elsa,
NRG, but they're looking at Loki. Not obviously not bad either.
Daredevil.
Have either
I don't like
option.
Deadpool.
Now that also
I think
gives,
Deadpool's is
100
different, but I
Thieves
don't really love it.
some different
It's different.
decisions to make in the back line.
Damage boosted.
I
Elsa.
for
We
some
talked
reason,
about this before. You don't want that, because by the time you turn a corner, you're absolutely
for some
obliterated
reason, I
instantly.
think
So we get
Black
to see how this
Cats is
plays
gonna be
out,
amazing.
At least for the side of 100 Thieves, and I'm wondering who is gonna
Blue
be able to go
Shayla,
on
appreciate
to
the
that
massive 3
Millennia,
months. Hope you're having a
hovering
great
over that
night.
Invisiwoman. TTK don't tease us, because we know what that. Emma TTK is out cozy. And we're ready
Emma
to see how this plays out. It looks like
TTK.
they're feeling the pressure. A team
team. I personally don't think Emma is a strong tank this season, but
sitting at the very
let's
top.
see if I am proven wrong.
Diamonds, right?
Yo, and Mike with the 5 gifted. Absolutely insane, my friend. Appreciate it. You are too kind. You're too kind.
Just gonna go back to Mother. Emma Frost coming out. No, just kidding. Just kidding, by the way. That was all just fun for the puns.
No, but you know what? Mara got us. Mara got us. He was the other OG that always popped off on the Emma.
Very true. TTK, dang you, my friend. But look at what they're going to be locking in here. Vinny did very well in Cap towards the end of stage 2 as well. So definitely have that at the arsenal. You know, Vinny used to only be the group guy way back when, and then it's just added everyone. As they say, group, he comes out with that. And they're really just, you know, forming this comp right before the gates open.
Okay, let's see this.
Up and ready, sticking to things pretty similar as the first, but as your point said, Madara are going to be on the Queen as they try to escort the school bus.
And for those of you wondering, oh, I thought it was Chime time, you know, Chime popping off on the outside. They're on the defense, right? So they want to try to lean into this triple strategist. Very important to know, especially
Guru's team did play TSM.
Brutal,
they
especially
lost.
if it's one-sided. Self-sticking to the Wolverine has been interesting. He manages to get away in time. Delena's able to control a lot of this neutral, and they're trying to get more of these follow-ups between that Terror Cape as Vinny jumps up and bops Madara in the head.
Yeah, I think you're going to need a quick swap from NRG Shock here. I don't love it is on defense, but I don't love what they've got, especially matched up to 100 Thieves. And when your defense is too late, right, to swap up, so you can make these adjustments now. We'll see if they continue to do so. But also getting closer to the ult charges might change that fact. Velocity ready to go here on the Loki, as we know what he does best. And quickly, Madara are going to summon that portal off of the White Queen, brings the Sorcerer Supreme into action. Now quickly, it's going to be Window throwing on the ult. This is the aggression early. We'll see if they can make the opportunity from it.
No, the teams who are lost are not out yet,
just
chat.
With the awareness, making sure that they do not get caught out of position from a portal that would just spawn right there behind them at the hands of Madara, who made that swap over to Doctor Strange before TTK, who hovered over the Emma just for a little bit, came right back around and has been putting in a hell of damage here. As you see TTK follow up to find Window, and Velocity's the next victim.
Yeah, look no further if you are an Immigrant fan than TTK as just the absolute master class in the hero. Obviously, Emma's not the absolute S-tier pick right now in terms of the meta, but TTK will always find ways to make Mother work best, as I like to say. When he has the internal bond ready to paint the path to victory, Stinkers can match that somewhat here with the quick Galartrox. But yeah, I do like some of these adjustments here from NRG Shock. The way they approach about it, Velocity ready to go with the copy, and it's going to be the internal bond. What a beautiful rotation.
Oh, and a little scared here, though. Velocity Sports to go back because they know that the Sonic so that can catch them. But a beautiful dismiss means that they stay alive.
That was an insane fade by Velocity
left field, by the way,
to avoid the Galartrox.
We're able to just navigate away, and great timing, too, because this gets to keep TTK's damage output with the beam.
Holy shit.
Yeah, but that was insane dodging from the Galartrox on Shock's side. Like, that was like the perfect counter to it. Galartrox, finding nothing there. TTK is going to find Madara, but there's going to be the Galartrox in return. Going to hear that a lot. The release of the Galartrox, the Apex Predator, finds something, but nothing to come from it. Left hungry. Delena going to get the pick on Rinko, going to allow them to continue to push through this point. Very tough choke point here as TTK finds another. Vicky right now, 100 Thieves really dominating and showing why this is a new.
I'm going to be real. I didn't know you could fade that. Yeah, you can fade anything, bro. Fade makes you immortal to everything. You can't get hit.
Like 80+%.
You dodge everything. Mag rocks, Galartrox, my love. Dodge everything.
The setup with the wall self is waiting like an Apex Predator to find somebody.
The animal stalks his prey, right? And there's the kid now trying to find the best from it. Unable to come
Except
up
Nemoral.
with his prey.
If you fade before Nemoral, you can dodge it, yes. But you cannot fade.
Left here,
it has to be like pixel perfect, to be honest with you.
Early, Valena gonna match that. Self has a massive ult that he can get himself the space needed. Gets the kidnap. He's
you have to fade before it.
A big one. Slam down. Oh, it's so close.
Oh, but they wanted to try to protect them. The Magneto bubble coming in
That's
over
unfortunate.
to the other side, too, from Madara's hands, and that actually helps Velocity. Yes, he gets a copy, but he gets it from just slightly delaying things before.
I don't know if they needed that ult. I feel like they were already winning the team fight. That was kind of a waste, in my opinion.
Hold that one back from Stinkers. Right? I don't know if you needed that exact Galartrox at that moment, especially given the time left. But either way, I mean, crazy, because Self had 4. They still had 1 on the point, though, and you got to get them all. If they would have had all 5 there, that would have been it, as the 6 was already out. But Velocity now going to set up. This is a bit better for their defensive comp that they're going to try to have. Chime close to the Nine Tails and ready for the Kuma hole. And Madara to follow.
And make sure you try to seal the Jinchuriki though before he unleashes the Glartrox. Looking at Delena specifically, who sees the group wall. The follow-up, it catches Stinkers, but it
Cozy's listening to you in the background, always saying the same thing as you.
Isn't enough.
Nah, bro. Realistically speaking, I mean, this stream is like 3 minutes ahead of what we're seeing right now.
There's no way
the streams are always delayed, so it's pretty funny.
Goes out like that. Was that just the most like absolutely animal line in the grass that you could
take Elsa out of the game? You can ban Elsa, but if you ban Elsa, then you're allowing the other team to play Gambit. So
I wanted to save onto that ult, right? Madara also had the counter into Winnie's Eternal Bond, but just the way everyone was set up, no chance to do so.
Backing away now. This is going to be that open lane opportunity to fight in the neutral. Chime is going to be able to get enabled this time around after making that swap up themselves. More triple strat that we were seeing before. Madara does have that Meteor M. It's going to be crucial to see if they can catch Millennium.
I think, in my opinion, I would rather ban Gambit.
Yeah, good call there.
Sorry,
right now,
I would rather ban Elsa over Gambit. I've seen all these matches today, and I think Elsa is more of a problem than Gambit.
Right back over 2 minutes 24 seconds, which is a good amount. Now keep your eyes on the Doctor Strange ducky. It's hard to not look at it, I'm being honest. And the way that you have to kind of approach this point differently than others. As you guys know, with Madara's changes and Magneto's changes, in fact, making him a bit more of a selfish hero, his bubble becoming that much easier, allowing him to be a bit more aggressive. Window fighting TTK right out of this thing, and got a little bit of a stagger thing going on in terms of 100 Thieves. Might have to reset even with that self-pick, Vic.
Yeah, and the used up
Is there a hard counter to Gambit? Yeah, if you are really good at ult tracking and you know they're about to use Gambit ult, you could do the old-fashioned run away. So then the ult is wasted and your team lives because you ran away and kite it.
Nice air cape though from the other side is going to be a copy of the God of Mischief in the form of the Cloak and Dagger to paint the floor.
And look at Winnie, so close to match it now. And there's the quick, wow, Delena's going to go in and get a quick hit there. The Glartrox comes out, but doesn't find anything from it. That's yet another one coming up empty. Forming a little bit too late there as Chime taking over the duties of Elsa. Self finds another success. And Vicky, that was as perfect as you could get if you're a 100 Thieves fan, because look at what they have. The Groot Hug ready to go. The Glartrox to go off that. The Edge to throw the monster off for victory, or they can paint it with the Eternal Bond. This is 100 Thieves to lose.
And this is perfect that you talked about like the lack of Glartrox impact too, because now we have flipped the script. It's this time it's really Chime that's kind of struggling to fall behind. Rosaletta's really holding on to that button. Vinny gets kidnapped though, avoids it from Stinkers, who does have that reset with the last stand. This time it's Delena's time to try to get more of that impact, but with the floor painted purple, Curly C. Winnie just trying to keep everybody alive for 100 Thieves. We are Groots. A man of many words from Vinny clears out the spawn point choke.
You feel bad for
Damn.
Stinkers. You took them all on a ride with the ult there as Wolverine, but ends up paying the ultimate price there as Vinny throws down the
Like
ult.
I said, Chad, I think Delena is really improved, man.
The portal goes one by one. TTK gets Madara. Now sticking closer and closer to this finish. Finding their prey as the Apex Predators not even needed this time around as the invisible boundary goes up. Gives life more to 100 Thieves to continue to steal this point, but time is ticking. 19 seconds down.
Wow, they actually fully capped this and had 17 seconds remaining.
They are on offense.
Wow.
3 up though. That's why Museum was picked there, Vic.
Yeah, and you know what's really crazy too? It's very rare to tell everybody here watching for a moment. It's really hard to really complete that map on the attack. It's difficult, especially at this level.
Wait, what the hell?
Rivals, and they did it. Yes, they don't have a lot of time to work with. They'll reset over to a minute if it flips to the other side. But
why are there
insane resets that we saw?
Why are there things not inside the box?
And by the way, that portal, that energy shock.
Wait, that one's fixed. Wait, what?
A doom trap, because not only do you have to worry about the trap on the other side, I see TTK like choke slamming somebody at the same time. They're trying to body block, so they're just staggered through, forcibly staggered. If you were shocked trying to recontest.
No, these are not predetermined maps. The only map that is predetermined in these tournaments are the first map that they're going to play, which is always going to be a Koth game. Whoever loses the Koth game then picks whatever map they want from a pool of maps. Whoever loses, the loser picks the next map. So since 100 Thieves lost the first match, they picked this map, and then after picking the map, then it goes to NRG Shock if they want to pick what side they want. That's how it works. So if you lose, you pick map. If you pick map, other team picks side.
Noting, okay. Now that we're here on the defense, it's going to be something very similar to what we saw NRG Shock roll out with, too.
Why would anyone pick this map? This fucking map is amazing. Hey, I don't care if I'm in the minority here. I love this map. The only problem is they need to change the point on third. But this map's amazing.
Go back on over to the Fox. Delina up and healthy. That's why that Mantis pick was huge. Self-play Mantis is something we obviously didn't see in days past, but the future is here, and Self, the 100 Thieves on the chest, push forward. TTK now showing Mother.
Yeah, you can destroy the walls.
Continues to put the pressure on them, giving them the space early into this hall, which I think favors 100 Thieves.
Just so much damage output when you have TTK boosting up that damage and not getting focused. You're just letting this beam build up. But I also like the way that they back away in this time, right?
I will say, I really do like all the maps that they came out with. And I'm not trying to glaze Nettie's chat.
I don't want to try to overextend because
Araco
in the back line that could harass
is a great map. The payload one.
Some trouble, and it comes
this map, I think, is a great map besides third point. I will say, third point does kind of suck. And then, what's the other map that they came out with that I was like very iffy about, but I actually really like it over time?
Scout ahead, see what he can find. Close to that Glartrox, and now
Iron Fist map.
They have that window of opportunity to nail that ult a bit better. Time breaking kind of the map's gimmick, right? These force fields.
Yeah, the Xiao Lao map.
Here comes the quick portal. Vinny and the team into it right away.
Ooh, gets a trap though before Chime gets to reposition. I like this recontention that we're currently seeing, taking this slow, and Velocity finds Self. That's a big first pick here as they unleash the Apex Predator.
Preliminary. Appreciate the massive prime sub, my friend. Welcome.
Nice
How you doing?
Before the portal closes right before their eyes.
All right, now they're really coming to form here. We thought 100 Thieves had a great first push, but that was record time. 4 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock, and still plenty to go as two strategists have the ults ready for this next push. 100 Thieves have to try to slow this thing down. They can't play too aggressive here because they're definitely down on advantage. Pushing forward. TTK now on over to the Angela. Delina close for lunchtime. See how they choose to approach this bit here. Now TTK trying to just get a little pressure on the top, Vic. Can't play too unsafe.
And if you want to get a follow-up, at the very least, Vinny's close to the Eye of Agamotto, and Delina could just unleash the Glartrox if they're in a good spot, that is. But Madara, Beast of the Abyss, gets a tether first before getting the follow-up, the victim being the Invisible Woman, unfortunately, and even with the Glartrox getting sent out, may not find the impact that they have wanted because Self is right back over onto the Wolverine. They're straggling through just a little bit, but no one's really stopped energy. Look at this. They have 3 minutes, less than 4 minutes entirely, and they're still getting so much space.
Are they playing Luna for the team up? If you look top left, they have 4 support bands. They can't play Gambit. They can't play Mantis. They can't play Invis. They can't play... They could play Cloak and Dagger, which I think they were. But maybe it is for the team up. I have no idea.
A quick trap, and there it is. Going to go and try to combine it all right here. If you NRG, send it now as Vinny gets 2. Chime would be one of them. Got to get Chime out of there, but the ult's going to keep them up healthy. Rinko keeping the team alive, but it's Delina and Self, the duelist 100 Thieves, take 1 down, now 3, finally getting the stop they need.
They put Renko in the
Cloak and Dagger is bad in the Elsa. I mean...
That was unfortunate, but that
we did see Velocity ults as Cloak and Dagger and dodge Elsa ult, so I mean...
Go in and control this next corner here.
Yeah,
I thought so, but like anything could happen, I guess.
And so many things you have to kind of keep track of as a defense, right? So you're just trying your best to keep track of all the dive and the teams together at once on top of everything else.
And they are probably putting the snowflake on Stinkers to let Stinkers do whatever he wants.
Used a lot for that first stop, 2 minutes 44 seconds. Now, Thieves favor if they can just kind of keep this thing slowed down a bit, but obviously anything but that as Madara is going to be on the Venom looking for their first dive.
Changing things up before Vinny. Getting a good chunk of that damage. Has some help between Winnie and Millennia. But looking at Self right now, what he can do. It's not like he has the ultimate, but 911, you could call the Amber Alert before maybe the Venom could get away as he does swing away. But it's just a trade-off in the neutral. It's Chime that could make a big play. He's kind of hungry. He sees the Venom here, and he can't everybody group up together. 2 KO now coming out in favor for Chime.
You know, I like this character. She's very fun to play, but that ultimate ability, Jesus Christ, dude.
Used, I believe. So they're going to have to just let this thing tick on over. Vinny's going over to the Strange, though. We're already on it for that matter. So 3 minutes, 18 seconds. This is where, at least on the defense approach, it gets a little easier than from inside, Vic. But again, that's why every second matters on your offensive push. Seeing what NRG has, window, Madara, that's kind of all they need. Vinny, hold on, portal opening up in the back. I heard it from, seems like downtown. Vinny gonna get pressure on early.
They flipped sides. They saw the opportunity because NRG Shock are so moved up right now. Here we go. The fastball special, though. We're going to be able to see him yeet out the Wolverine or maybe yeet him back over to the spawn because Chime had his way.
Spawn special, dude.
No.
Oh,
you got to strike real quick.
We're keeping that one. Yeah, we're definitely going to be using that.
Uh-oh, chat. Uh-oh. 100 Thieves needs to hold it here, bro.
I mean, yeah, they were pushed up a lot, so why not just go ahead and port onto the back? Now, that could come back to haunt them. Really, the portal's gonna be tough to use here anyway.
That is one that they're gonna look at the at the VOD after this game and be like, yo, what the hell was that?
NRG just keeps momentum. Windows still has the ult ready too. Vic, I mean, they can get this thing with a minute left.
Yeah, they can, and TTK had made already that.
No, they're not going to finish this with a minute left. There's no way.
Out the Angela, just trying to be able to help Yo for your backline too. Renko's got claws, by the way. Will take on the Venom if they have to. Need some help. Forced out the Kumiho Unleashed at the same time before backing out at the very end of the Cloak and Dagger Eternal Bond.
The one thing I will change about that ult, bro, that ult does feel very underwhelming.
At least the one in winning.
There goes.
Go now. Both strategists. Now out of this thing, that's 4 minutes.
Uh-oh, chat. Uh-oh. 100 Thieves needs an answer, bro. They almost have... 100 Thieves almost has 4 ults, but they're not going to have any defensive ults. They need to live Stinkers. The NRG Shock is not sitting in a good spot as well. They only have 1 ult.
Make this down to the wire, Vic.
If 100 Thieves play their cards right, they could probably, you know, defend this.
And they see victory in sight. They're hungry, and Seekers is letting the devil out before diving on to the victim. Unfortunate for Millennium, but that's why Winnie goes over to the rocket. The BRB is there. You dive down. And
shit. Good play to solo ult him, though.
And they get onto the point.
Yeah, there's only 1 on point. I was wondering why, but we're kind of full committing to that daredevil approach and trying to get the best shock from them. Either way, 100 Thieves survives that test. Now 58 seconds and counting down. Vinny's got the Feast of the Abyss. Look out below if you're an NRG Shock fan. Quickly going to try to find what they can. If Chime goes down here, this is going to be their key to success. Now Millennia also going to be close.
So now this is the problem, chat. They're only going to have Vinny ult and Millennia ult almost. NRG Shock is getting their ults, chat. They almost have their they almost have their Deadpool. They almost have their Glartrox. They almost they have Venom.
We know what Window could do with the opportunity. He's already trying to isolate the backline. Nice push off, though. Millennial Ware has the invisible boundary, whereas Velocity tries to get the freeze here.
Ooh, good peel by the NRG Shock. The patty cake each other.
Armor before diving back to his supports.
Watch out for the Glartrox, though. Chime's just trying to set up the perfect approach. They know it. They see it. Here comes the feast from the other
side. Wait. I don't think he hit anyone. And he got pulled. Uh-oh.
Up and slice up the best they will. Rinko close to the Ninetales. Chime still waiting for that opportunity.
Poor Madara was caught out, dude. Both teams. Oh, no, he got rezzed.
Here, Vicky, as the Glartrox comes out, tries to find something, has 1 in the mouth, gets now 2 down. 100 Thieves.
No.
Overtime. Vicky,
wait.
This is it.
Oh, no, but you finally get to see online. I like the swap up, but to see a little late here.
Delena needs to come out. He almost has his ult.
They need to take care of Renko right now, who has that sustainability.
Delena has to come back and hit the fattest ult of a lifetime. Delena, this is your game. This is your game, Delena. Delena's dead.
Twice now, Stinkers
Delena's dead.
Delena has the Glartrox, but falls before they can use it. NRG Shock's looking to make this thing interesting. As now another goes down, the lawyer getting it done. Objection. We will have overtime.
No way, bro. We're going into overtime, chat. This is a great game. What do you mean Jay cursed Delena as usual? I didn't curse him.
A minute apiece, whereas now 100 Thieves have that extra 17 seconds on their name.
Dude, holy stinkers. Like, what? Like, you got the self-kidnap on Madara, and I'm like, well, chop it up. That's it. You have the Glartrox ready to go. No, not if the lawyer has anything to say or do about it. Matt Murdock going full crazy. That was awesome, man. That was a lot of fun.
Whew, yeah, W portal, by the way, too, because it also allowed Stinkers to pop off because there was only one direction, right, that the strategists have to look out from that window between the crack of the choke as well as that portal. So Stinkers was able to harass them still, even after that Sia was put down. But a great portal play to also try to deny them the space. Anything, right? So that way they could get to that finish line. We don't go to a map number 3 because NRG are still in this.
Yeah, and here's the thing. That was the same finish as kind of what we saw in the domination in map 1, right? I would say momentum kind of favored Thieves there. And here we go again. Now, obviously, NRG...
None of the pros play Hella. Oh, yeah, they do. Delena is one of the best Hella players, I think. It's just that you have to play the broken Elsa character, as well as there's a lot of dive characters that are good right now. So you see a lot of people playing Daredevil and whatnot.
Over the Invis, but plenty of options.
I agree. That's what I was wondering too, but they want to rely on
Mad Monkey, it's a tournament server.
Like Renko's been doing a very good job of protecting Velocity. Yeah, actually,
it's not their main accounts.
Right on top of him, but it's also adding in a lot of pressure because Renko's literally been duking it down with anybody who's been trying to dive up on this backline. Self looking for a kidnap opportunity, tries to find it before you see the Venom just jump all on top of that wall. It's a nice little stall out in this neutral with these group walls of really allowing Vinny to pop off.
Yeah, every pick matters here, especially as both Elsas are going to find one. The Monster Hunter's getting it done, but one being more important. That's going to be a big, absolute massive snowball that NRG continues to find. You're going to have the Strange Portal come out any moment here for the reset. But wow, what an absolute show there. Window at 0%. The only advantage right now that 100 Thieves can look to find. Vinny going to go over to the Strange Vic. They're going to come out of the portal. If Winnie can survive through this Vinny portal, then they're looking good to go.
No.
Oh. Hold up. Who we kidnapping?
No. There's no way, Chad. There's no way.
Hold the line. And he gets it up. Makes a swap. What a big pick. Talk about a freeze 2 onto Delena before Madara rolls out with some style.
That... Chat,
oh God,
in ranked, I can understand that. Doing that in a professional tournament is one of the most disrespectful things I have ever seen in my life.
Winning in the draft now on the battlefield. It's going to be an absolute show. No Feast of the Abyss, but Venom is absolutely feasting, Vic.
I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, chat.
Built up rage meter, it looks like.
I don't want to be the bearer of bad news.
But now, this is where it matters. You want to get as much distance, which is so important, especially on this map. Even look at Window right now, who's waiting for the opportunity to just dive down after he used up this ultimate earlier. And now Winnie has the eternal bond. You try to get the kidnap, you get the Glartrox, and you find Velocity, you find Window.
There we go.
And it's Delena, who didn't pull the trigger yet.
That's exactly what they needed, though. They had to come out with something to give themselves a little bit of breathing room, because you're falling this point, you might as well
there you go.
Match finish. Delena putting the team into his own hands as he finds 4 now, and just like that,
there you go, Delena.
Finally stop the momentum push. But
oh shit! Oh
wow,
shit!
Did they earn that time, Vic? This is going to obviously come down to the very last minute. Vic, I gotta say, looking at it,
I wasn't paying attention to the ads.
I think a lot of respect is given from 100
I failed after 12 hours.
Strategists.
After 13 and a half hours, I failed.
Clearly, I'm just a much bigger fan of NRG's game plan coming into both these matches.
I'm telling you, you gotta hold the line. The question is, though, Cozy,
I failed, chat.
Is the 17 extra seconds going to be worthwhile for 100 Thieves? It takes that one team fight to try to reset that mentality, and that was a huge opening for Madara to waste even more time away from them, so that way they.
I wasn't paying attention, bro. I was paying attention to the overtime.
Yeah, I mean, either way,
shit, I feel so bad.
Overtime, right? But I mean, how much more? I guess it allows you to have one mistake early on is kind of where you get the advantage, but then at that point you then give advantage over to the shock on the old department. So you kind of don't even want to rely on the 17
chat. Sometimes in life,
it's going to come down.
You have to be realistic.
Really, we're gonna tell pretty quickly here. All right.
This is going to be a hard one.
Delena, you know you are the duelist right now.
This is going to be a hard one, bro.
You're what's left. You've added in self. This is where it comes to.
Sometimes in life, you gotta be realistic. Like me reaching for the top shelf for the cookie jar, chat. Sometimes I gotta understand that I'm never gonna be able to reach it, and I need a ladder. You know what I'm saying? Some things are just not possible.
An entire game, looking to take this a distance, but NRG Shocker playing on another level, making sure the whole world is looking at them right now. Self rolling out on the Mantis. Gets the damage boost as well.
100 Thieves is running the triple support now, chat.
But it's something that they can't run.
I don't know how I feel about this. TTK is back on the Angela. I don't know how I feel about this.
Lucky Adam pick here. Millennia plays it not near, as much as what we used to see from Delina, but obviously has all of it in the tool belt. But here it is. This is the early neutral fight that we've got to see kind of who's going to be the first to fall. Time is ticking so fast, but more importantly,
I was apologizing
this is
for,
why you go for the Vanguard.
yeah, I was looking at the overtime situation. I'm sorry, Jet, that you guys got ads.
W at once. Look at those health powers. Just decimate one after the other. Stinkers win.
Oh my God, chat! Don't look.
Hello, Spawneroo.
Don't look.
30 seconds left.
Don't look.
Literally, Thanos snapped this entire team out of existence with a huge ace. I mean, now they're nowhere in sight. We talk about that extra time that they needed. It looks like they needed it just so that way they could collect themselves.
Maybe you could give it a little peek. I want to peek.
Reset, but look at Madara. He's waiting to dive down on this back line. It says 100 Thieves. Are they ready? I mean, Self is now on the Namor.
Yeah, the new era of Thieves here, opening up year 2 to end the day. All the pressure on the line. Delina does get the pick on Stinkers. That's definitely going to help out that back line now as they push in, finding more on. They can get here. Namor in the Squids aim to help as well, but his constant attack from Madara on the symbiote over and over. They do get the pick there, and here we go, Vic. They didn't use too much to get those neutral hits, and now you're lined up with a Vinny ult. Winnie's gonna have theirs, Delina as well.
Oh my God!
Here, folks.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
They
have Glortrox. They have. Oh my God! They have Groot. They have Self. They have the combo. They have both support ults. They have the Glortrox.
May want to wait out for that here if you're looking at Chime who wants to unleash the Glortrox, because you've got the Horde of Proteus to go down, the Dance coming in next, and Winnie painting the floor with the Eternal Fun. You survive for now to let us still up here, and now you're currently focusing at this portal and this choke, but Vinny is going crazy. I am Groot, 99 wood cutting before they desperately try to recontest.
Oh, absolutely here.
They have to die. They have to die. They don't have portal anymore. They have to die. They don't have portal anymore. Oh my God. They're not going to be able to touch. They're not going to be able to touch. 100 Thieves wins this. 100 Thieves wins this. No shot. I told you guys 100 Thieves will win this.
It is over. 100 Thieves.
I told you guys.
1-1 victory for the first time today.
Oh my God. We are finally going to a match 3. I have been streaming 14 hours. I have watched 10 games of professional matches. And this is the first one that's going to a match 3.
Of the entire season to kick off our series.
I mean, honestly, winning, so you lost the first neutral pretty bad in the first fight in overtime, and that the way they were able to win that second fight one by one, not using really anything, the Glortrox came up empty.
Damn! Look at the stats, chat. Oops, let me put myself. Look at the stats, man. Look at the stats.
Love self-swap over to the Namor. I think that was perfect to counter that portal and some of the aggression.
Yo, what's up, TTK's dad? How you doing? How you doing? Hey, look at your son out there.
I try not to say that.
I'm glad to see you.
But in this instance, that was a perfect fight.
And then he proceeded to get like 2 extra KOs following right after being able to pull that off and then swap the Venom and then proceeded to just clean up whatever was left. Even with that though, 100 Thieves were able to sustain.
That was a great game, Chad. That was a great game.
It looked like we were
that was a great
a little bit on the different heroes that we were seeing, but it worked out at the very end. I think Vinny also having a standoff moment at the very end when everybody's grouped up together, having to deal with the onslaught of damage from the Groot walls. I mean, if we saw Window melt everybody down, same thing could be said at the very end there with Vinny and those wall setups.
Wow, I mean, I just gotta say, this is what I expected from these two, teams. We talked about NRG a lot and what they have as a unit of talent, and man, they were all over the board in people's predictions of what they would be to show up and show out. But 100 Thieves, they've been in so many of these instances. This is the most returning team to the America squad in terms of the roster mania. Been there, done that. They're ready for it. I mean, who changes what on their approach? Because I do favor NRG in the pink bands, if I'm being honest.
Wait, is TTK's mom here as
agree.
well?
Hey!
We have the dad, we have the mom. Hey, that's awesome.
And what they're taking away from
We're getting the whole family up in here.
Incredibly hard.
Is TDK's sister here too? One Thrasher. Appreciate the massive prime sub, my friend. Appreciate it.
Getting more of these, just aside from that, 100 Thieves sticking to that role of trying to focus down on that stretch too.
Oh, so we, what did we just watch? I mean, that was
I don't know. Madara's portal still lives rent-free in my head and will be. for a few generations, actually. I might tell my daughter about it after this. But yeah, no, this is incredible. Like, the tenacity of 100 Thieves to like grind this one out, because quite frankly, in this map, there were so many moments where I was like, oh yeah, NRG, got it. The first moment being literally right after the pick and ban phase, right?
No,
because they're losing, like, they can't play Loki, they can't play Vanpool, they can't play Daredevil, they can't play Gambit. It was an uphill battle from the very get-go for 100 Thieves. So I cannot wait to pick your guys' brain and see what those teams have in store for us on our last and final map. For now, we're heading into a quick break, letting everyone have an opportunity to grab some water, hydrate, reset, and then we're diving straight back into the action, so don't go anywhere.
That's crazy, bro. That is crazy, bro. No, it's not going to be a 20-minute break, chat. It's only 2 minutes. Yo. That is... I don't want to be the one to admit it. I thought 100 Thieves was losing. I thought there's no way 100 Thieves is going to win that, bro. Especially how the first fight went. They came out of the first fight and they've all fucking died within 20 seconds. Nah, chat. Bro. I did not think they were gonna do well. I didn't think they were gonna do well. FlyQuest did lose, yes. That was actually a crazy game too. And Paige, appreciate the massive gifted sub. Benzie with the massive gifted sub to TTK's mom, and Duck Salad. Appreciate the massive prime sub. That was a crazy game. When are you gonna go to sleep? Hey, damn, we hit a 14-hour stream. Probably after this game. So I can go to sleep, wake up, and we'll do this all over again tomorrow. Yeah, like I said, chat, tomorrow there's going to be another 15-hour stream. We are going to be watching all of the EMEA games and the NA games. Also, there are the drops going on if you guys want to watch them. It's going to be a lot of fun, though. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. And on top of that, we are going to do it again Sunday and watch all the games and do the whole 15-hour stream again on Sunday. Yeah. And also next week, when the tournament comes back, Friday and Saturday and Sunday, we'll do another 15-hour stream next week. Yeah, when the tournaments are going, there's a lot of streaming. Ooh, I like this song, though. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. What? How can you watch Rivals for 14 hours straight? I can't even watch for 2 hours without getting bored. I'm invested in the pro scene, bro. I love it. I have a lot of friends in the pro scene. Also, a lot of the pro players do content and play against you guys. Bro, literally, the cool thing about this stream is that some of the pro players do content with me, and I get you guys from the community to participate, and they're... When can you say you ever played against a pro, other than if you're in top 500 and whatnot? So, hey.
100 Thieves and NRG Shock are taking us all the way to map 3. Vicky Cozy, we manifested that. We spoke this into existence.
Yes, I think my whole neighborhood wants to know what a Glarchox is because they keep yelling. I mean, it's been absolutely, crazy from what we've seen from both these teams. Gotta give a big shout out to Winnie and the 70k bomb of healing that they were able to pull off. Cloak and Dagger, I think, is probably going to be something that NRG Shock looks at. Velocity's very good at adapting and getting this team ready for it. And I want to give a shout out to Madara because obviously the flashy play, but also just like as a player, I saw a lot from them when they were Dark Zero pre-LAN, and then at the LAN, I feel like Dark Zero struggled a little bit, but wow, really showing up today as well, Vic.
I definitely agree. You know, when you go the distance, that's something you could expect. Like winning with that 65.2K out here, like still managing to make the swaps that they did and maintain what, like 9 KOs on their side. It was. This is like the closest we've seen between these two teams because we're also getting like these last-minute meta swaps to also go in with a recontention on like ultimate resets that would benefit more of these faster charging characters that really were able to stall up for as long as possible. But yeah, we saw even those crazy plays of Modern. It wasn't enough though because you're still dealing with the peak of 100 Thieves right now that are still trying to adjust themselves with Self also being on the Nomore for the
Turn
very
off
end.
my computer. I swear to God, Kat, if you turn off my computer,
performance.
get off the button.
How do you guys feel Self is slotting into this team? Obviously, big shoes to fill. We've seen him on a variety of different heroes in different roles as well already in the series.
Yeah, honestly, the team has a different identity to it. I think it's really what it is, right? Like, I can tell that from night and day already, and it's almost more cohesive in a lot of ways. You know, there were some times I felt like there's like some mystery heroes going on. Like we had a lot of rotations and heroes trying to find like something that clicked. I think that was just adapting. But what a Cinderella ending to what is this day to have Shin Shibuya as the last map? Are you kidding me?
Shin Shibuya is actually the last map. That's crazy, bro. This is our first time seeing this in pro play.
That's personal bias, honestly.
Yo, Stick! Appreciate the massive donut, my friend.
I always gotta talk about it. These chokes are so brutal, but you know what? If the Museum of Contemplation played out like that on the attack for both of these teams,
probably. I kind of want to do that again.
It's gonna be even more interesting to see which of these one picks is gonna start off most of these fights to get through that really narrow choke.
Cozy, what do you want to see on Shin Shibuya? It's been out of the mix for such a long time. What do you expect the teams to play here?
Fun fact, shout out to Harvey, man, miss you. But Harvey and the Mutants that were now 100 Thieves won their first MRC on Shin Shibuya against what was Nightmare, then Sentinels. It was kind of the opening stage for that team to kind of blow the doors wide open and become 100 Thieves. And so like they're going back to their hometown, which I think they're actually completely comfortable with. Obviously, NRG picked the map, but they're like, hey, we have a lot of history in this map. Defense is going to be very heavy, which could change a lot of these picks and bans. Honestly, I kind of lean the needle towards 100 Thieves and their bans a bit more on this map, though, if they're going to stick with that same game plan. I kind of like that more. We'll have to see, though, because it also opens up the same doors of dive and a lot of playground to have fun with. If you are the aggressive type, which they are.
Do you guys expect to see the same strategy here? 100 Thieves, they pretty much banned the same stuff and protected the same stuff twice now in a row. Is it going to be like 4 strategists once more?
I think the Loki save, Vic. I think Loki might be saved. I think Loki's huge on this map. Lanterns indoors, go to the building for .1.
Bro, I love Jay's stream so bad.
Also, like,
I appreciate you.
Mantis, I believe, very last for 100 Thieves. That was like the only change up though. But other than that, like literally the bans for against NRG was very similar to the way that they were approaching 100 Thieves specifically. So I think we stick to the game plan. It works out on Shin Shibuya a lot. It really comes down to the way that we're seeing
J3, tell him the ban tank pool.
Kind of fare off against each other. You asked Zoe
brother,
how we feel like what Self is doing.
Me telling the team not to ban Deadpool.
He's doing a
they're
great
not
job
gonna let chat. I'm not their coach.
You know, if the Wolverine's not working, you got to slot into something else. We even saw Self. I believe,
you look 21, by the way. Thank you for that. See, chat, not a paid comment, by the way. Appreciate it.
That extra damage.
I actually just turned 22, so thank you.
Swap up too, and that's what I love specifically about Marvel Rivals, right? You're not slotted into that one specific role. You have to showcase that flexibility, and TTK.
No one said that. The guy said that right there, Mendez.
At the very end, honestly, it's very disruptive. But I want to say that Vinny really stepped up that.
No, that's crazy, bro.
This final map.
I also got to see TTK on Emma Frost. I feel like we're just getting fan service.
Jay, why are you the only watch party still live? Because we're the best watch party. Everyone else is fake. They get on, they watch 2 hours, and they leave. They leave you guys. They don't follow the story. We're the only ones committed, chat. No one else is committed. No one else is committed.
Something crazy here.
We are the real. That's why we're the best watch party, because we're the realest watch party.
Like throw something weird into the mix.
Ooh, that's a great question, because I think both coaches and the decision makers both have that personality, and so you might see
we
that
the best.
You know, my guess is it's going to be coming from the side of 100 Thieves. I think they have kind of the same formula the first 2, but I expect them to throw up a ban that might kind of have NRG forced to make those adjustments. But you know, one of the reasons why this is such a great defensive map is on that .1 with that inside building, and it allows you to play a bit different. And I think 100 Thieves
J3,
have
can
a
I
bit
give
more the
you
team comp that's designed around that approach.
Oh,
so
well.
NRG's gonna have to come up with something a bit different on their end as well.
What the hell was
1-1 the
that?
score. They're taking us the distance. This is map number 3 in our last series of the day. 100 Thieves versus NRG Shock.
All right, okay, I just want to say right now, Cozy, as we get set up with the best series that we've had in the day. So he asked, I want to see something crazy. Who do you think
Respect to Watch Party, Jay. Love the vids. Hey, I appreciate it, guys. Anytime there's drops, anytime there's drops for watch parties, anytime there's stuff going on, hey, I got you guys. Don't worry about it.
I mean, talk about the wrench over to the side.
Just remember where to come.
Expect, but maybe somebody could dream here.
Remember where to come. That's here.
Gambit is still stuck in jail.
It's like the Cap coming out of the portal and the Mjolnir. Avengers Assemble. It's a fan service. It's always set us up for it. We might see more of it. But no, Mantis ban going to come from 100 Thieves up top. So sticking with what they did on the last successful map. Going to go with the Elsa ban. So if you are tired of hearing Release and the Glartrop, well, buckle up.
The
you got a
real
round of it. This map
lady
though,
Emily with the 10 gifted subs as well. Yo, Emily, the queen. That was an accident? What do you mean that was an accident?
This will be tough to hit, Vic.
Yeah, the off the map, like by the hill.
Emily, why was I charged $45?
Right? Okay.
Why did I just get a notification I was gonna charge $45?
I'm happy about this. I was saying, you know, Window's been a huge problem. We literally saw all their health bars disappear before our eyes when they were originally coming out on the attack. They don't want to deal with that threat anymore, especially when it comes to trying to enable your back line.
Yo, Cloax, appreciate the massive 8 months.
Looking at what they could do, I mean, obviously, you just said it. I mean, Window on that overtime hit showed every reason why tank pool is just so important.
Appreciate it, Emily. Massive W. You know, Emily does it with her own money, chat. W, Emily.
There's the Loki ban. I would think Loki would be the ban from 100 Thieves here up top. Potentially. Venom going to be the save. I think that's huge for Moderate, obviously, what we saw in their plan of attack. They've got Jeff available, so Jeff ban would also make a lot of sense here, especially with the save. Could be a bait, though.
What the hell?
Take the bait,
I don't want to. I want to do it anonymously because I don't want to make it look like I like you. What the?
I feel like I would take the bait. I don't know. We're gonna see because
yeah, but if you gift anonymously,
they don't take the bait. They don't take the bait. Yes, they don't let the devil out. And they
if you ban anonymously, that's not going to go towards your total gifted
with the Elsa
subs in the chat.
That Elsa 1v1 duel. We were calling it with the ego check between these two duelists.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, hey, Zoe just asked what team is going to pull off the more surprising picker ban. I had a gut feeling that Remix was cooking something up there with the team.
Also, that's interesting. I mean, sure, they banned Daredevil, but Elsa is still in the game. Gambit is banned, understandable, but Tank Deadpool is banned, understandable.
NRG forced to adapt. See what they end up putting together.
Okay, chat. This is the last round, the last match of the tournament.
Got rolling. You can have Self on the name. Let's see. I like this pick, Vic. And stick with more of the same. When are you going to go back instead? We're going to see if they go to Cloak. And okay, we got Winnie on the Invis. What they have.
Okay. TTK
chat.
Sticking to the Emma. It looks like as
just
well.
type 100 Thieves or NRG. Who do you guys have in chat?
From the other side. If they have
both of these games are really fucking close, man.
Chime, but if they're expecting Window to roll out on this group, you already know that.
I haven't seen. A lot of you guys are 100 Thieves fans, but I have not seen any NRG fans in chat, bro.
Yeah, and there's gonna be always a portal, typically to open up.
Just because there's a lot of 100 Thieves cheering, NRG fans, you guys have to cheer too. Don't let them make you quiet.
Trying to already get a little bit of a neutral hit in there. Might as well farm up that ult. Starting right away from day dot. Stinkers on the quick long-range poke. Like that, swap on over. Doesn't have access to the devil anymore. Gonna play another fire. Hero. Velocity on the Loki that we know so well. Thought maybe that would get the ban, Vic. Could aid them pretty well in this matchup.
Again, you only have so many bans, right? It's NRG who are rolling out with Velocity being on the Loki, so they'll be able to have the God of Mischief into the invisible boundary. Talk about Brew Walls, though, and the cutoff.
NRG is pushing 100 Thieves back pretty fast.
No problem, no damage boost for any Emma here for TTK.
This ain't looking good. This ain't looking good for 100 Thieves. This ain't looking good for 100 Thieves, chat. They look like me in high school getting shoved into the locker. Ain't looking good.
Okay, very interesting on how they approach. Yeah, go and hide in your building, by the way. And
you cannot, dude. This is a very heavy defensive map, and they just lost first point in a blink of an eye.
He's building his own house here, and the community rolling right behind him together with the rest of Shock. I like these swap-ups, though. Okay, so together now, Delena. You said who's going to throw something out? All right, it may not be the VP that we're looking for, but it's going to be Delena on the side. Like, they're letting Self now be on the Elsa instead.
I haven't seen Delena on. It's been Midtown. Back in my day, it's been 87 years. No, it's been a long time since we've seen that. Vinny gonna go quick down right now. It is a stagger fest. My goodness, Shibuya being the newest map. NRG looking like they've practiced it a bit and why they selected it. Pushing already. Any point on this map favors the defense. And so it could be a hold at any point, but you gotta at least get a team wipe first to start that train, Vic. And right now, if you're NRG and you're ult tracking, just keep the foot on the gas and Window, get up there.
I mean, it's the fact that they
Holy
burned
shit.
TTK so hard that he was
NRG has all the ults
use
already.
to get away back to his team. These walls have been so detrimental. Let me out.
Oh,
the Kool-Aid man just
Jesus,
trying to brute force his way out of there before you try to dive out. It's the Groot into combo together as Stinkers finds Winnie nowhere to run, not even through the invisible boundary. And that's a big pick because Winnie won't be around to utilize that strategy ultimate.
Oh my gosh, they're just having their way
I don't
right
want
now
to
with
say
100
it.
Thieves. I mean, all locked up.
I don't
want to
say
no
it.
one's free at the moment. And now it's just going to continue to stagger. Get out of there, run and hide, Venom. Run and hide. And here's a quick counter that they're going to try to roll up Delena. The slash and dash. Getting something from it now. Going to go ahead and force the ult on Rinko. That's the best they got out of it. Velocity finds success as well. And this could not be going better.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god.
They're also comboing so well.
Oh my god, they capped second. They have 5 minutes remaining. Oh my god.
Predator, they've been non-stop from the very beginning. They are at 4 minutes, less than 55 seconds on the clock, and they just need one more checkpoint.
Our break was 3 minutes. This is 5 minutes left on the whole dang
Lamau, sorry, but Delena is looking like Jay3 out there. What, he's carrying the game?
Anything to the name, TTK, sure, but outside of that, really, it's going to be
TTK's mom. I'm not going to say it as well, but this is not looking good.
This part of the point as well. This is the last part of the choke that's really going to favor Thieves, and they have to keep it here if they're going to have this thing even be competitive for this last part.
Look at this wild Apex Predator with the Garchers and the wall right behind him here too. Just so that way he could be in a better position, and they let Chime unleash the shackles.
I don't even want to watch anymore.
Fighting for their lives, but there's only so much you could do when you're left alone, and they still have not stopped Cozy.
The aura points that NRG Shock gets, you got the portal. Now you have like the somersault cartwheel off the bridge into the Galartrox. Come on now. Just completely farming it up all day long. Chime's going to continue up in the spawn room. This is just absolutely nasty.
Chat, I looked over to see what's going on. They're getting spawn camped. I don't even want to watch.
Welcome back to Ignite. My God, we missed you.
Oh, this map will drive
What's up, Benzie?
On the edge of their seats because nobody's there to push off no invisible boundary.
Oh my god!
Back to the other side of the map.
Oh my god!
3 minutes and 36 seconds left is an absolute disrespectful time to be putting up on that board. That is
911
crazy. Coming out for NRG.
I'm witnessing a murder right now.
I think they just taped the W's down
Help.
on the keyboard. Nothing. I think Winnie
This is not good, bro.
On the first point.
This is not good.
Second. That was it. There was nothing going Thieves' way.
This is not good, chat. This is not good, bro.
Have we ever seen 100 Thieves, even with this different iteration? Like, you know what I mean? Like Serum Bucks, etc. Have we seen them lose out that hard with a dominating time pool in the favor of another team? Because that was a different look entirely. I think this is exposing 100 Thieves for the lack of flexibility that they usually get to lean on when it comes to running out with the Jeff, right? Like, is this something that Winnie feels comfortable going for him? Is Self comfortable
not good,
being able
man.
to flip-flop between what Delena likes to play? Because you want to enable the player who's been having that MVP performance, force Delena off, goes over to Psylocke, and then proceeded to just unfortunately get steamrolled.
I will say this, they played Sentinels long ago on Central Park, and Sentinels had a 5 minutes on the clock time. It was beautiful, it was crazy. 100 Thieves held the whole thing and ended up winning. So, I mean, I'm not saying that this same thing's going to happen here, but, you know, they've been against it maybe once before. But, yeah, this is definitely going to be tough. And here we go. We got Madara looking for some fun already as we see the eye of the portal ready to go, and there it is. Does he find Vinny? Goodbye!
Oh my god, make it stop.
I'll see that on
Make it
social media later.
stop, bro.
Got
Make
three
it
of them in the
stop.
last 2 games.
Make
Not
it
the last
stop,
one. I
bro.
can't. I mean, can you
What
imagine
is
like
going
the
on?
confidence boost, the momentum shifter that is as well.
That
for Mara
happened
being
to
on the
Vinny
strings right now before you see
twice,
Window
chat.
two. Kinda looking
That's
at
a
Vinny, yes, he's on the
heartbreaker,
venom, but
man.
It's like, I'm
If
the
that
real
was
group
me,
real quick. The
if that
dip
was me,
is
chat, I'm feeling
insane what we were
sad.
expecting elsewise.
No, for sure here is now Window is going to continue to rotate back into this one. The skin to boot. Gotta love it here. Nothing like it, but in Marvel Rivals with the rotation over, Winnie now going to be on the Deadpool. Really opens up.
Give us some ads. Help us from this misery. Oh my god. That's toxic.
On the board.
This is not good. Now, I believe in 100 Thieves. Come on. Game's not
it.
over until it's over.
This is right now just
Watch
a
this,
stalemate.
chat. 100 Thieves is going to win the first fight, and they're going to cap point. Watch. I call it right now.
We have Winnie
Good
coming through
Good
on
shit.
the strap pool, and Delena following up to find Window to stagger fest in a very different
Get
look
him.
here, but it's going to be NRG
Get
who
him.
lose out on
Nice.
in favor for 100 Thieves. And Millennia is about to have the invisible boundary. They want to save that though, but they're playing very split up if you're looking at NRG. Chocolate Madara goes crazy with an Eye of Agamotto before diving down. Can he find one of the strategists from the back line here? He uses the Eye of Agamotto. It finds Self and Vinny. That's big onto Self specifically because Millennia doesn't have invisible boundary anymore.
Huge.
Crazy boundary to keep things going for the team, 'cause
wall.
They were right there trying to stagger the strange. Not able to
Huge.
get the portal back, but Madara gets the pop on Winnie. Trades quickly. Self gonna go ahead and find the best with
They
the green
capped
team.
it.
Then he finds another.
They capped
And just
it. We
that
might have a game.
comes
We
yet
might have a
another
game.
Window open as Venom.
We might
is
have a
trying his
game.
best to keep that
I'm
card
going through all
there.
the
Fighting
emotions
Hero
right
will
now.
not be
I'm
stopped,
going
though.
from
heading to the point. So not as
like
perfectly
despair
clean, right? It's
to
a 10 across the
happy
board for
to
NRG shot.
sad
It's like
to
a couple 9s and a 10. Not a bad
happy
point
to
one.
depressed to happy.
But the thing is too
Oh.
is that Shock are also giving 100 Thieves a little bit more time to like get set up down the lane, but Shock are also gonna have that same time to look down at what 100 Thieves are gonna do. Whereas on the other side, when Shock was on the attack, they were pushed up very far up. They were rocking the perfect composition for it, and they still have Chime in Window that could go in for a follow up.
Nah, for sure. And NRG could just play this so different with the time that they had available. And you
Oh,
know, on
he didn't
board,
get the
they were
one
3
shot.
minutes, 30
Ooh,
seconds.
Window.
They're able to play the push, the aggression that much different. Even the comp, right?
Nice.
Self does find Window though through that with the soul.
Oh,
return
nice
coming up
play.
with the
Nice
Glartrox
play by
to
Self
follow. This is a great job
to
from
follow
staying alive through
the
it.
Glartrox
Winnie
and save his
Delena
team.
finding more success here.
Huge.
So with a
Huge.
disadvantage.
Also, I
100
just
Thieves
noticed they're on
again
triple support.
Are able to go from 0 Thieves to like
That was a
50
huge
at
play,
this
though.
point.
You
They're basically
notice that
halfway
support
there.
players out there. Even if
3
there's a
minutes, 34 seconds,
Glartrox,
Vic.
you could still follow it with
Again,
your support ult.
Winnie with the
Save your
flexibility here,
teammates.
does have that trap pool ultimate ready to go. S tier already. Looking at NRG and what they have in store, though, they don't really have any of those offensive ults just yet. No God of Mischief actually very close together with Renko, where they could utilize that Venn diagram with a double invis ult, whereas TTK searching for his victim before getting the scoop up the shish kebab as they want to stop the Elsa. Beautiful protects here for TTK. The controller player himself now tries to get in the follow-up. Another wall to allow them to try to reposition here, but it's going to be Window who gets harassed the most.
Wait, if they
Crazy
cap
that no
this,
one
this is
fell
going to be
through that
huge.
Glartrox
If they
too, 'cause they
cap
got a
this,
good
it's
hit
going to
from
be
it. Now
so
forced to go and
big.
rotate all the way back here is 100 Thieves. They were moments away from this point, and that is exactly really what NRG just needs to do to end up winning this thing decisively. Gonna go ahead and now put the pedal on the metal. Invisible boundary used aggressively. You love to see it. Winnie already using that ult earlier, and that was the one he
Wait.
relied on.
Oh, he has
TTK's
to
got
use
ult,
his
heavy
ult because he
retribution,
copied
but time is
already.
ticking.
Okay.
Honestly, Velocity really had no other choice there, though. He popped the God of Mischief very early, unnecessarily, and kind of just put it down so that way it doesn't go entirely to the waste. But could have held on to it, honestly, seeing how they were able to
Yeah, they
restabilize
had to
here.
use that
Renko
ult
at least
aggressively
has that
'cause he already
invisible boundary,
copied.
and it's going to try to match that with Millennia.
Yeah, this is where it gets tough, though. 2 minutes left, and you've got yourself some windows of opportunity. Oh, his window on the other side and Chime to follow. Really, they're just trying to stay alive to get even odds.
They need to cap this pretty
timing-wise.
fast.
Heaven Falls,
Ooh, big ult,
retribution
big
ready to
ult,
go.
big ult.
TK hunting that back line, the Phoenix in particular. I've seen what else they can find, but right now just has to rotate out. I mean, there's not much they can do here, Vic.
I am Groot.
Big
though.
ult?
You follow up.
Oh, big Glartrox.
But through the invisible boundary. Benny.
Oh,
with
that was a
gets
good ult
saved
by
for
Renko.
now. Backs away.
Great ult
He's
by
still
Renko to save
alive.
his team.
W invisible boundary here from Millennia, at least to help him out. And also called out exactly where the Glartrox would try to put him so he could at least get the extra health.
Yeah, that was a magic trick, though, right? We saw Delena throw their Glartrox in, and then out comes Chimes, and then Vinny gets hit. I'm like, what did we just witness come from the invisible boundary? But just like this, yet again, another pick happens, and it is NRG taking it to 100 Thieves. the favorite in the region.
Chat, they need to cap first point. I mean, the second point, bro. They need to cap this.
Death. I mean, this is why it's a group of death, Vic, and why every team has such a huge shot to show what they can do.
And something else that we have to pinpoint, Cozy, I just saw it there with Madara. They have the
no,
team up.
bro, I was just happy 2 minutes ago, bro. We're back.
The extra damage there.
We're not back,
really
bro.
benefited themselves into just a slight stagger. He's got the Eye of Agamotto. You know Madara's hungry. I saw him jump up in the air, and everyone knows that's when the Doctor Strange wants it the most. But Stinkers, with a beautiful snipe, Phoenix still on the table is able to get another pick.
Yeah, Mental's in the dumpster right now. You got to completely turn this thing around and try to keep yourself alive. Now 42 seconds. Have to play absolutely perfect, but nothing to give. I mean, look at even their choices on the ult front.
NRG's
got enough to bring
NRG almost has every single chat.
Right? So just trying to stay this thing go.
Sometimes in life,
maybe, cut the mouse
you know when the ship is sinking, and you have to go down with the ship.
They got everything in the books. Renko's close to that invisible boundary.
This is an 07.
And 100 Thieves don't have their own invisible boundary. They need to get big on this wombo combo between Vinny. Vinny's going to be able to try to get the follow-up right afterwards here with the Deathpool before diving down and Song Inferno for a reset. Well, Vinny goes down, though. 100 Thieves only down to 5 of these members.
Soul Resurgence keeps him up a bit, and here comes the Agamotto available, but 50% in cut is just cannot be enough. TTK trying to get something from this ult, and with it, time is ticking down. 100 Thieves in desperation mode. Glartrox comes out, does find that prey. There's the side.
Huge.
Now coming back to the point to the boundary.
No kills.
Time finds one. Winnie's down. More to follow. Self gets another. Vicky right now. NRG is shocking every 100 of those Thieves. It's over.
100 KOs, maybe, as 100 Thieves bow out in the best series of the day to end our first day of America's with the Marvel Rivals Ignite.
March Madness, Marvel Madness, I'm burning all my brackets. I mean, at this point, you don't know what you're going to get, and I'm all about it here in the America region. What a performance, and what an opening day across the matches, but especially from the teams that needed to show exactly who they are. Man, I'm sure NRG Shock is absolutely just thrilled to bring on that huge W for the team.
Imagine they're saying, put some respect on those predictions, right? We got our eyes bookmarked on everybody else, like we heard earlier from SparkTeam, right? And then now you get to take a look at the results. Velocity. Cozy, I think you highlighted this so perfectly before we dove into this game. You said Loki, surely, right? Like, we'll get to protect on the Loki if you want to come out of this. Velocity going onto this Loki helped out so much. It felt like we were still playing hero magical chairs here, music chairs, on the 100 Thieves side, trying to see what slotted in, what works out, even rocking the triple strategist in a different variation than what we may have expected would have benefited them with the Jeff.
No, for sure. It's a game of adjustments too, right? It's like, all right, hey, Window, you don't get to play Deadpool. Stinkers, no more Daredevil for you. And they're like,
311 people
didn't give a
bet $5.5 million.
Damage up and 10 eliminations out.
100 people for a 1 to 3.5 return ratio. Bet 2.3 million on NRG.
We talked about this so much. You know, it's interesting because you have some teams with a lot of talent all come together from different teams of the past. And then what is it? What's the makeup of that?
I'm sorry, all 300 people. You guys lost all your money.
Yeah, I agree. And then you take a look at the way that they were able to play around the strat line too. Chime, who, by the way, went down twice. Like, when you take a look at how dominating that was, not